Hi, I'm Mamta Narula, radio host, MC, and storyteller. After 25 years connecting with audiences on EBC Radio and at major South Asian events, I'm excited to bring you Moments with Mamta. This podcast shares real conversations about the moments that shape us, stories of growth, grit, and inspiration. Thank you for listening and welcome to Moments with Mamta. All right. So, to the listeners of BBC Radio, it's such a pleasure to now welcome this young talent. I don't know if I should say an emerging talent because I think he's there. His work is visible to all. We are hearing. So, it's a very proud moment for me because he happens to be from New Jersey. So, without further ado, I'd like to welcome Aryaan Arora. Aryaan, welcome to BBC Radio.
Thank you so much, Mamta. It's really nice to be here on the show with you. Thank you.
So, Aryaan, before we get into what you actually do, tell me your journey so far in New Jersey. You're a New Jersey kid, and I'm
Yeah.
sure after this interview, you'll be inspiring many more who are in the same industry. So, talk a little bit about a very summary of who you are.
Yeah, so I was born here in New Jersey. My mother and family is from New Delhi, India, and even though I was born here, my mom raised me in a way that culture was a part of our everyday life. We spoke Hindi at home, and that is the main reason I'm able to create this fusion style of music, mixing English, Hindi, Punjabi, all these languages together. My first passion actually was acting. I was 14 when I first signed with my talent agency and management company, and I did a lot of TV shows, some films, and I was on this show on ABC, CBS, and but then later on, I feel like I realized that sometimes with acting, it's there's when it comes to South Asian characters and South Asian representation, there's a stereotype. And so I wanted to figure out ways where I can break that, because I feel like as a goal as an artist is not just to sing and release content for entertainment, but it's also to have a purpose. And so that's when I got introduced to musical theater. I went to New York University's Tisch School of the Arts and to study musical theater, to study acting and filmmaking. And that's when I met all these people from different industry backgrounds. In fact, I was studying with Suhana Khan, Shah Rukh's daughter. We were in the same class, and it was just beautiful to meet all these different people from the industry that had different backgrounds. And when I went after NYU Tisch, I continued musical theater. So some of the musical stuffs that I did was DDLJ. There was Come Fall in Love with Adi Sir, and we did the first New York workshop of that here in the city, and it was really nice. But that was my first sign that I realized I want to do more than just musical theater, because when we first auditioned, the offer was for Raj, right? But then later on, that came out that they wanted only a white person to play that. So then Adi Sir was very kind. He offered me the role of Kuljit, which was great. But I realized that even at this point, it's hard for South Asian productions and content to be released in a fashion where it's pure musical and pure cultural description of the South Asian culture. So then this whole everything happened with T-Series. I was releasing all these remixes a couple of years ago, and a lot of it went viral on social media, on Instagram. A lot of these artists were sharing all the content, and T-Series noticed, and that's when they reached out. And I think it was just I'm really honored to be able to work with them. We are signed a multi-project deal, and when we were talking first, of course, they listened to a lot of my original music, and they really loved my style. And but they said before we released that, they wanted to see if I'm willing to do some sort of collaboration with Arijit Singh. And of course, my answer was yes, because I literally grew up listening to him. I remember Tum Hi Ho, that was like the first song I listened to, and he was so special because the way he sings with emotion and meaning, which is very rare, especially in the West. So, first they were talking about me doing a Chalia remix, which we have completed the audio of. But once they heard the Sajni song, the scratches for that, they were like, this has to be the first one we're releasing. It's very special. He was straight up with me. He was like, listen, we want you to make the song as better as you can. We want you to enhance it, not just put English in it and just release it. So he was like, put in some of your Hindi, put in some of the Punjabi. And so once I did that, yeah, this happened. And now all these things are happening so quickly. And I'm just really honored that I'm able to do this with Arijit Singh and T-Series.
Well, many, many congratulations. To the listeners of BBC Radio, Aryaan Arora, he's released in collaboration with Arijit Singh and T-Series production, Meant to Be. So that's the song. And is it the Sajani from Lapata Ladies Wala Sajani?
Yes, yes, yes. It's a remix, official English remix of that song that was produced by the film by Amr Khan, and yeah, we really worked around that, and the goal was to make this version a little bit like, maintaining that artistic integrity that Amr sir already had in it. So once we talked with his team, we wanted to make sure that we don't change that image. So whether it was with the audio production or the music video, our goal was to maintain that rawness, right? If you've seen the movie, if you've seen the video, they made something that was very raw, very natural, timeless, classic. So whether it was the audio or the music video, we went for that. Nothing too commercial, nothing too trendy, because that is really, it's oversaturated at this point, that commercial trend. So we were going for something that's very subtle, right? And that's how it all came about. Yeah.
Yeah, so I know that when Arijit Singh last year announced that he will no longer be singing as a playback singer, we all were heartbroken.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then, it was like, really, why are you doing that? I'm sure he has
Mhm.
some bigger plans, but I
Yeah.
am also, as a music lover, I'm also happy that, at a certain age or after a certain age, you get to do things that you actually want to do. You
Yeah.
just don't want to do it just because I'm getting paid or, I'm popular
Yeah.
doing a playback singing. So I'm very happy for him and we just adore him. In fact,
Yeah.
personally, we have been to so many of his concerts, and the way he sings and the way, the it's very organically natural
Yeah.
singer, he does not need too many jing bangs around him.
No.
So tell me one thing. So when you got to know that this your compilation, which I heard that you actually write, compose,
Yeah. Yeah.
you do everything. So how does
Yeah.
this whole process comes together where you have to think about the lyrics, the
Mhm.
storyline, and the music and composition? Talk to me about that. And
Yeah.
singing, of course.
Oh yeah, no, of course. So I guess before we got into the details, like figuring out how to harmonize with Urjit Singh, and towards the, throughout the song, layer that, the first goal was to actually figure out what we're going with from the composition point. So when I was sitting down, I listened to the original song, the Sajni song, and I realized that that chorus, the portion of the chorus, is very strong, right? And it has this feeling of longing. So the first step was figuring out from the production standpoint what I wanted this new remix to feel like. So we really put in a lot of reverb, a lot of delay in that, because naturally when you do that and you hear that reverb, it kind of enhances the meaning of the song, because it's about love and it's about longing. So it kind of enhances that. And of course, with the writing, it took some time. There was a lot of rewrites, but we wanted to make sure that even the English lyrics basically maintain that emotional depth of the Hindi and Punjabi lyrics that were there originally. So yeah, so we made sure that, when I was writing this, that I wanted to make it a little bit metaphorical but subtle as well. And yeah, and that translated from the audio to the music video, where we filmed that here in New York, some shots, and some in New Jersey as well. So, and yeah, it was really nice. We wanted to maintain that rawness of the whole aspect, but it was just really an honor, and just being able to sing with Arjit Singh, it's just like really, really beautiful. It's not just about him singing. I think it's like who he is as a person, right? We're all here wandering souls, and we're all trying to find love in life, and we're trying to find happiness. And seeing someone like Arjit Singh, who's so grounded, right? And he's so true to himself. He's not trying to show off. He's not trying to do anything to prove something to somebody. He's sticking to his art, his craft. So, I talked to my guruma, who I study Hindustani classical music with, about all these songs I was working on with T series. And she was right away said, Aryan, just be true to yourself, focus on the emotion. And I guess the emotional depth was the main goal with everything. And that's what led to the audio and the video. Yeah.
So, what are the few things that you actually learned? Because you are now working with the legends, the pioneer of music industry T series, and then there is Arijit Singh,
Yeah.
who need not prove himself. He's
Yeah.
done what all needed to happen. So, what have you learned? The few things, or probably the tips that you can share with other people who are in a similar, genre, who
Yeah.
want to do something. So, what have you
Yeah.
learned from them?
So number one, like for any other South Asian artists listening, I would say specifically follow your heart. Nothing is worse than trying to sing something because it's trending. That's what we did when we made Meant to Be. We wanted to make sure that like the actual truth is being spread out. What the song means, what we're trying to accomplish is not something that, oh, this goes on trending. All that can follow. Success will follow you, but being true to yourself is the most important thing. You know, towards the beginning when I started, I think it was in 2021 or 2022 when I first started doing fusion music and composing my own stuff. I at that point I realized that I have a purpose. I want to mix all these different languages and I want to spread our beautiful South Asian culture to the West. So I would say to artists that have a bigger purpose than just entertaining. That's my personal view. Yeah.
But don't you think that people like you, when you're like starting off,
Yeah.
success is the only thing you want people to
Yeah.
recognize you, and in that you will always go and pick the popular songs, the songs
Yeah.
which are trending, because then you need those likes, right? In fact, I
Mhm.
think your people got their eyeballs on you because you were on their social media.
Yeah.
So, and especially in the world of artificial intelligence, where a lot of music is being now modified and not much of effort is being put on a human in the loop kind of thing, right? So what are your thoughts on that, because
Well,
I get very scared as an artist. I get very scared that, hey, AI is doing everything, why am I needed? Do you think, because it's all
yeah.
around and that's all we're hearing?
Mamta, what a beautiful question. It's the first interview I've done where someone has talked about AI. And I think that's a really, really a good point which you brought up. The answer to that is simple. AI can create 10 out of 10 music easily. But what the goal should be of an artist right now is imperfection. I think chasing perfection would be the mistake. I'm not saying give 100%, don't try to be perfect, but at this point, whether it's with the audio production, the singing, or anything, the humanity aspect is the one thing that AI cannot 100% achieve, especially perfection. So like if you try to just make everything flawless, and even an artist Charlie Puth here in the US, he talks about that as well. Whether it's the BPM of the song, not everything has to be linear, right? Some, you can feel free if you want to add some natural ambience in the background of the music, record a sound of an ocean wave and put that in the background, like do play around with it, try to be natural, try to have fun with it. That's the one thing AI will hopefully not be able to completely recreate.
So, we have been talking, and that's, I think, very quite a mature answer. So
Yeah.
they cannot just take away the emotions, right? The human
Yeah.
emotion from
Yeah.
but as an artist, I do have that little bit of fear that, hey,
Oh yeah.
today I do a radio show. What if I am not needed? There is a artificial intelligence, a bot is doing my radio show. Then what happens?
Yeah. No, I know what you mean.
So tell me now, meant to be is one, but then what is in future store for Aryaan Arora?
Yeah, no. So I can't give all the details, but I'll talk a little bit about it. So there's definitely a lot of official remixes coming out with T Series, and definitely a lot of solo records. And yeah, fans can expect a different, diverse portfolio. We're also in talks with a lot of T Series Bhakti channel, trying to do some spiritual music as well. That's something I've always held close to my heart. So Hanuman Chalisa stuff like that. Something that's spreading our culture out there. So a wide variety of releases will be coming through. Yeah,
We really look forward, and we EBC Radio would like to be part of your journey, because
thank you.
we like to promote young talent, and obviously you are like from home, right? We are from New
Yeah,
Jersey, so we have to really take care of your promotions and whatnot. So now we're talking about Meant to Be, Sajani. We'd like to hear, because I've not heard the song.
yeah. Oh wow, wow, wow. Would you? Okay, so do you want me to sing it a little live to you, a cappella?
Obviously,
Okay,
obviously, right
sure. I'll
now.
sing. I'll sing a little snippet for you, a cappella. I wish I had my guitar
Sure,
on me, but I guess it's
that's
fine for now.
okay. Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
I can never show it, but girl, I know you know it. You're running through my veins. You're the beauty and the pain, the sunlight and the rain. I know you feel the same. Oh, Sajani re, कैसे कटे दिन रात, कैसे हो तुझसे बात, तेरी याद सतावे रे, ओ सजनी रे. That's a little snippet for you.
This is just amazing, and applause from my side. So, Aryan, it is such a pleasure. We wish you all the best, and for all the things stored for you, may you get everything that you desire. And at some point, we'll get to meet in person, and maybe you come to the
Definitely.
studio with your next release, and we'll do all the promotion that we can from our side. So, good luck.
Thank you. Thank
Thank
you so much.
you, and all the best.
Thank you so much. Really nice talking to you. You have a really, really amazing energy about you, and it was really nice talking to you. It's very rare to find that energy in people. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. So, on my radio, on EBC Radio, I go with the tagline.
Mhm.
It's called Mamta, जिसको कुछ नहीं जमता.
ओह! बहुत अच्छा, बहुत वेरी नाइस, वेरी नाइस,
सो
वेरी नाइस।
दैट्स द एनर्जी दैट आई कैरी कि मुझे कुछ अच्छा लगता ही नहीं है,
हाँ,
तो
हाँ,
मुझे ट्राई टू प्लीज मी, मुझे पर
हाँ।
अच्छा ही नहीं लगेगा कुछ।
हाँ,
ठीक है,
नहीं,
चलो,
ट्रू,
यू
ट्रू।
हैव अ ग्रेट ग्रेट संडे आफ्टरनून, ऑल द बेस्ट एंड टॉक टू यू वेरी सून।
Thank you so much, Mamta. Talk soon. Bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining me on Moments with Mamta. If today's conversation inspired you, please follow, share, and stay connected for more meaningful stories. Until next time, this is Mamta signing off.